What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here, bringing you guys a quick video. Asmon reacting to his bullshit freaking ban on Twitch and why he got banned. He adds clips of him doing it. I was watching a little bit of it. I'm like, I gotta do a video on this because this proves how hypocritical Twitch and slash YouTube is. But we're gonna get into this. Make sure you guys check out w.gg and use my code TacticalGaming90 because I was getting ready to pretty much make lunch for me and my family, and I was like, oh, wait, holy crap, here we go. So make sure you guys use my code TacticalGaming90 for 10% off at w.gg. Let's get into this. This will be very interesting. I can guarantee you that.
I got suspended on Twitch in the middle of my Crimson Desert playthrough. I don't know what I'm going to be able to do. It's going to be an entire week. I mean, geez, guys. I'm going to have so much free time. Well, I guess I could start by making this video, right? So, I got suspended last night on Twitch. I end my stream, and I come back from the gas station, and I get a message, and somebody says, why can't I chat in your stream? And I'm like, well, I don't know what happened. And I look, and I get a message, and it says that my account has been suspended for 7 days because of hateful conduct. Retarded. So this is what I did. This is what I said. I said that I didn't give a fuck about the opinions of third world.
So, like, he gets banned for hateful rhetoric, right? But yet Hasan can sit there and call for the death of U.S. politicians and sitting council members and all this other kind of stuff. He can literally say that it's easy to get explosive detonators and whatnot from freaking China and everything. But you're going to sit here with Hasan on there with anti-American rhetoric, hateful rhetoric, but you're going to ban Asmon. I hope Asmon takes all his viewers and goes to freaking, like, Rumble. Like, that'd be awesome.
And then particularly in the thing that they referenced, I was referring to illiterate goat herders from Afghanistan.
Again, the way this looks out in the public is not a United States.
The opinions of third worlders don't matter. Like, I don't care what some illiterate goat herder thinks in Afghanistan. It doesn't matter. In the context of those people believing AI-generated videos about Iran winning the war and nuking Israel off the map. Gentlemen, I would like to confirm that I am 100% right, and you don't either. And neither do they. Because if Twitch cares about their opinions, why don't they apply Afghanistan's opinions to women on Twitch? That would be interesting, wouldn't it? But everybody knows nobody gives a fuck about them. Nobody cares. I'm not sorry. I'm right. I said nothing wrong, and nothing I said was against the terms of service. Beyond that, do you even imagine a world where somebody that says that they don't care about what a fat American thinks about the Middle East? Can you imagine?
Exactly. Because guess what? Guess what? There's plenty of people on Twitch, Hasan being the biggest one, who sits there and talks crap about America 24/7. Almost every single stream he does, almost every part of his stream is always anti-American bullshit or anti-Israel.
That this person ever gets suspended? Of course not.
He has some woke qualities, but he's nowhere near as woke as Francis. Francis was a socialist. This motherfucker is an American. And I think Americans are gross. Americans do not have a understanding of the world. America-fying anything is going to be bad. Americans have a very limited understanding of the universe.
And so why am I getting suspended? It's more third worldist morality logic inversion that basically is being used to silence me for an entire week. That's the important part that I want to talk about here.
Right.
It's because basically Twitch has a system where they say that your infractions or your bad actions expire within 1 year. Well, the last time I was suspended, well, we all remember the last time I was suspended, but that was in October 2024. I have not been suspended for over an entire year. Why does that matter? Well, it matters because they say it matters. It matters because they say that's whenever the infractions expire and your account is treated as not being in bad standing. So why is it in that case that instead of getting a warning, instead of getting a suspension, instead of getting for a day, instead of getting a suspension for 3 days, I immediately went from that all the way to a 7-day suspension?
Because you are pro-America. That is why, bud. And the runner of Twitch, who resides here in America, makes money in America, I think he should be fined and have Twitch shut down, considering the fact that he's not following free speech policies in the United States. Because he clearly also isn't following his TOS.
Immediately. Why would this happen? What is the reason for it? I have no idea. Is it because they don't like what I'm saying? It has to be, because it's certainly not because what I'm saying is against the terms of service.
Exactly.
I looked at the terms of service. Yes, using nationality is a protected group, but I was not talking about them being disregarded because of nationality. I was talking about them being disregarded because of the fact that they're watching literal AI-generated videos and then believing a false narrative.
Yep.
And the video's context was about, would you rather be having likes on Twitter or having your entire Navy not destroyed?
Do you think that the Iranians would rather have their entire Navy back or their memes?
Oh.
Geez, guys, I wonder. And so anyway,
right.
This is what's happened, is that I have been suspended for an entire week for that. That's it. And I'll play the clip for you guys, okay? And this is, by the way, there's not a 100% certainty with this, that this is the clip, but this is the thing that they quoted from, and it's the thing that they gave me an example of. And I will say also, by the way, my contacts and relationship with Twitch on an interpersonal level has been nothing but tremendous. I have great respect for the people that I've dealt with Twitch. I have no actual animosity towards those people, so just make sure that you guys understand that. Don't shoot the messenger or anything like that. It's the moderation team and the people that decided that I did something wrong, and maybe they made a mistake. Well, I know they made a mistake, but maybe they'll recognize that and I'll get an unban early. And if they didn't,
do,
I guess, well, I mean, and here's the annoying thing, right? Is like, well, if Trump nukes Iran, which seems like that's getting more likely every day, then I'm gonna have to go live on go live on Kick and Rumble, right? Maybe on YouTube too. I prefer just to do Kick and Rumble. It's a copyright thing, right? It's a confusing, content creator reason. But like, and then we'll continue uploading videos. And if something big happens, don't worry, I'll be there, and you'll have a way to watch me, and it'll be all back to usual. But I would like to take at least a little bit of time and like maybe fix a little bit of things in my life and just relax a little bit. But if something big happens, do not worry, I will be there, and I might make a couple of other videos in the meantime, just because I'll be bored. But going back to what I was saying is that I have been suspended for this, and really, let me talk about really how I feel about this. Do I give a fuck about the opinions of a bunch of third worlders in regards to what my country should do? No. Absolutely fucking not. I do not. You shouldn't. They shouldn't give a fuck about what I think about their country.
Exactly.
Because why would I take somebody's opinion that is from a shithole in these countries? And by the way, these are shitholes. Many of these countries are shitholes. Yep. And don't let anybody teach you or tell you that, it's America's fault. No, it's not.
It's their
the ones
fault.
that America has invaded are shitholes. The ones that America hasn't invaded or Britain hasn't invaded, they're shitholes too. They're shitholes because the people made them shitholes. And whenever I talk about third worlders and third worldism, I'm not even really talking about a geography, I'm talking about an ideology. And that ideology is the idea that disrespect should be met with violence, the idea that, crime, dysfunction, discord, and chaos in society should be expected. They're part and parcel of living in a modern city, and having people, you can't say certain things because they might offend people, or they'll make them mad. The idea that getting angry about something is a justification to break the law. Right. This is what I'm really talking about with third worldism. Things that the Greek Senate, or the Greeks, the Romans, we figured this out in Western society and Western culture. We've realized that you can't run a society whenever you have people that act this way. And it's actually a good thing to not have a bunch of crazy fence zombies on the street. Right. It's actually a good thing to have people that aren't living on the sidewalk. It's actually a good thing to have a civilized discussion that doesn't resort to violence whenever you hear something that makes you angry. But for some people, this is the third worldist mindset. It is the aggrandizement of the base interests, the base desires, and the lowest common denominator of mankind. And you know what? I don't like it. I don't want it here. And guess what? They don't either. If Twitch thinks Afghanistan has such great opinions that should be listened to, maybe they should apply Afghanistan's opinions to women on Twitch. Right. How about that? But they won't, because they also agree with me too. I just was the one that said it. But everybody thinks this. Yeah. And I have nothing, by the way. Oh, I said illiterate. They have 37% literacy. Flip a coin, I'm right. So the point is that really, they all do agree with me. Everybody agrees with me on this. And if you're a guy from Afghanistan, you're watching, I don't know, I'm sure we've got a number of them. We've got a lot of people that watch the show. Listen, man, I'm not talking about you, but you know that there's some idiots in your country that are morons. I'm talking about them. And by the way, we have those same third worldists. We have those same fucking retards in America. Yes, being a third worlder and being a third worldist, yes, it's a geography, but it's more importantly a mindset. And these people have that mindset, and I don't want to have it. I don't want to deal with it. I think it's destructive, it's reductive, and I want to have nothing to do with it. So that's really the way that I feel about this, right? You know, these people talk about the Epstein files. They have their own Epstein files. It's called the marriage records. It's called Tuesday. They have child marriage. It's legal. I don't want to have that here. I don't want to have anything to do with that here. So all that being said, I don't want to go through and talk about that too much. What am I going to do? And just very clearly, by the way, I was very surprised by this. I was very surprised by this suspension. I thought it was going to be for like 20 of the other things that I said. Right? I mean, I thought it'd be for like, you know, I don't want to give them any ideas, because I did submit an appeal. I submitted an appeal, and you know, I told them like, and the thing is that if they tell me you can't refer to third worlders in a derogatory context, I hate to say it, you know, I don't take off my shoes whenever I walk in my own house. Somebody else asks me to walk in their house. They tell me to take off my shoes. I do it. I'm not in my own house. I will follow Twitch's terms of service begrudgingly, and you guys will know that I absolutely do not agree with it. And these are my viewpoints, but I will follow the rules. And I have always taken a good faith effort to always follow the terms of service. If there's a dick that we show on stream, well, it must be that day of the week. And on top of that, they've complained to me about that too, by the way. And if I do that, I delete the VOD and I try to move past it and I apologize. I say, oops, guys, that's my bad. I didn't mean to do that. I don't actually ever intend to break the terms of service. Why would I ever do that? Why would I ever put myself in a position where I intentionally do something that I think would put my channel at risk? Right. It's just stupid. Why would I ever do that? So the problem that I have with this is that I think that I've made it, and considering the content of my, you know, like my stream, I cover extremely edgy content. I talk about things like, you know, I talk about the most politically charged, most extreme issues on a daily basis in plain English, just, you know, as a matter of fact. And really, I think that in order to do that and not have a million bad clips that have, you know, been released about me, there's only 500,000. There's the reality that I do try a very good amount to try to control what I say, to make sure that what I say does not break the terms of service. And I try to say what I say with a degree of, you know, like, I guess, like I'm thinking about what I'm saying, right? I'm not just, you know, going extemporaneously right off the cuff. I mean, to an extent I am, but I'm editing it in my mind to make sure that I don't say anything that would get me in trouble on Twitch. So when I said this, I didn't think I said anything wrong.
Which is funny, because Hasan doesn't do any of that. No, Hasan just sits there and talks about how capitalist blood should be running in the streets, and how he called for the death and killing of Rick Scott. So, I mean, and that was on Twitch. How has he not been banned? How has he not been shadow banned? How has he not been taken off? Oh, because he is Hasan Piker, and if so, he will call racisms.
By reading the TOS, I don't think the TOS says that I said anything wrong. And the reality is that if you applied the reason why I got suspended to anybody applying this same type of language against Westerners, against Americans, against anybody in a developed country, you know that not only would it not be banned, it would probably be celebrated. Yep. So I think this is a massive double standard. It's completely unfair. I was unfairly targeted. I'm not sorry for any of it. And I'll be waiting for Twitch's apology for unbanning me. And if it takes them a couple of days, that's fine. If it takes them an entire week, I guess I'll have to finish Crimson Desert. But the reality is that I did nothing wrong. I did nothing wrong. I regret nothing. And according to their own rules, I also did nothing wrong. So all this put into context, that's pretty much where things stand. That's where we're at. I'm not really stressed out about this. Honestly, I'm kind of excited. I feel like we've been in a little bit of a lull period, right?
Vacation.
That's why I've been trying to do like, I'll do the ban appeals. I'll do like the Jesus game, right? And, all that. And I'll be honest, what really spurred me to make a comment about it last night is that I saw on Reddit, people thought that I got banned for showing a horse's dick on stream. And I was like, this is the stupidest narrative. I have to correct this because it's so ridiculous that I don't want people to believe this. People are also saying I got banned for playing the Jesus game. I don't know. Maybe that was the reason. Maybe there's an enlightened Reddit atheist in the moderation team. But that's the reason they gave me. They said hateful conduct for 1 week. I put in my appeal. Hopefully I'll get it approved. I did nothing wrong. I apologize for nothing. I said nothing wrong. The clip is shown. Millions of people, not millions, many people say a lot of things that are a lot worse than what I say, and nothing ever happens to them. And I think it was totally unfair that something happened to me. All that being said, I recognize if that's what Twitch doesn't want me to say, I won't say it. Just please explain the vocabulary I'm not supposed to use, and I won't use that vocabulary. I'll just think it. So anyway, thank you guys all very much for watching. I really appreciate everybody's support. I know a lot of you guys have been on Twitter
Twitch and go to Rumble.
You guys can share the video, let people know kind of like where I'm coming from, what's going on. But other than that, that's about all I've got, guys. So that's where things stand. That's where I'm at. I'm sorry that, I got suspended. Now it's like, okay, this is complicated. It might ruin some people's schedule. They're like, oh, where's Baldy, right?
Where's Baldy, right?
Again, if something big happens, I will be back on, and I'll stream on Kick or Rumble. But if things are just kind of the usual
go to Kick or Rumble,
hysteria,
man. You'll be treated better
cycle,
on there.
I think I'll probably just relax. But we'll see what happens. Hopefully Twitch will realize what they've done wrong, and they will undo their mistake. So anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you.
Go check out Asmon TV. I mean, if they do it quickly, then it's probably because a whole bunch of people are going to go on there and basically flag it. I mean, I think they should do the same thing to Hasan, because the dude says way worse stuff than what Asmon said. But guaranteed it won't, which is why I totally think that Asmon should totally leave Twitch and go over to Kick or Rumble. He'd be better off over there, period. Take their whole entire fan base and go over to one of those two, or both, whatever. But, yep, man, that is the fucking bullshit. Go figure, the double standard of both technically Twitch and YouTube, because YouTube does that exact same thing. They tried to do that to me when they said I was bullying Hasan because I was, like, pointing out all the hypocrisy and stupid bullshit he says. I appealed it, and within, like, not even 5 minutes, they brought my video back up, so that was funny. But, yeah, go check out his Asmon TV. Not surprising. Go make sure you guys check out w.gg and use my code TacticalGaming90 for 10% off. You have a good one, guys. Later.